A non-governmental organization sensitizes women on benefits of exclusive breastfeeding. And the incessant cases of collapsed building in the FCT correspondent to X-rays adherence to building codes and ethics. Hello there, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on the news desk of NTA Channel 5 Abuja at 1. My name is Tessie Omeri. It is day 7 of the nationwide End Bad Governance protests, and the streets are coming back alive with more human and vehicular movements. Despite the challenges, traders at Area 10, Area 1 and Amak are determined to bounce back, and many are taking steps to secure their businesses. Hawa Gimba reports that some are still looking at the situation in other parts of the FCT.
And other side businesses within the AMAC Secretariat had traders setting up their stalls with patronage from customers within the area and from afar taking advantage to make purchases and to get services. Despite the early rains, traders were set for business as displayed products for sale and called for patronage from passerbys.
So far, the business has been going on, as in people have started coming out.
Place. People are going back to their normal businesses. You can just take a look around, and people have gone back to their normal businesses, and we pray that God will help us. It's a collective effort in nation building.
Some traders say they are adapting to the situation and remain confident that stability will return soon.
Business has not been going well since the protests. The gate has been locked. Cars and business have not been going well. It's just today they just opened the gate since the protest. Although everywhere have been calm, no casualties, no issue. But so far so good. Business has been dried. So at least from the way things are going now, before Monday I hope everything will be as usual.
Slow, scanty, unprofitable. The way forward is for government to do their part.
Meanwhile, major parts of the FCT remain calm, with workers going about their daily working schedules.
The FCT Police Command says its officers and men have displayed a high level of professional discipline to ensure law and order since the nation.
CSP Godfrey Victor said the police across board have been very professional within the ambit of the law in handling of the protests to protect democratic principles, institutions, the constitution and government in place. The police officer explained that despite the lack of organization and leadership amongst the protesters and their defying of court order restricting venue to the National Stadium, security exercised restraint with the use of minimal force to ensure that peace reign without hindrance of innocent citizens.
FCT, for example, is one of the most well-organized and peaceful in terms of this protest, if you compare with other states in the north and other part of the country, because we put something in place. We see what other people cannot see, and we are prepared. And the citizens, the Abuja citizens, they are equally responding. They are wonderful. They are cooperating because if there is crisis, it doesn't spare anybody.
He said the police remain operations ready for any eventuality in the days ahead of the protest days.
So since he assumed office, we have a very unique and proactive policing in FCT as it stands. Because as you can see,
go on.
FCT, for example, is one of the most well-organized and peaceful in terms of this protest, if you compare with other states.
The chief superintendent of police cautioned residents in the suburbs to be law-abiding while exercising their rights to protest and desist from the culture of vandalism of assets. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
And away from the protest now, building codes in Nigeria have established minimum standards, guidelines, and regulations to observe in a civil contraction, as well as sanctions to be meted out to professionals in the building environment who contravene these codes of ethics. With this recurrent building collapse induced disasters in parts of the country, including the Federal Capital Territory. How much of adherence to these regulatory frameworks do the citizens observe? Well, Olotu Yakubu again brings us perspectives to the life-threatening industry challenge.
There is a saying amongst professionals in the built environment that the construction of buildings and enforcement of standards are a collective responsibility of professionals. However, the events of the recent past and the federal codes for the smooth operation of the construction industry.
If a building collapses, it means somebody has compromised somewhere, because you begin with submission, vetting. It goes through, and I know the people in the vetting rooms, they are good engineers that when you see the process of vetting until you get approval and you
collapse in Kubwa occur, emergency and rescue responses are stretched for days, and this puts to question the need to buttress whistleblowing to alert regulatory institutions to prevent disasters.
Within 20 days, we recorded 7 building collapse. To the glory of God, there was no loss of life. But that does not mean that we fold our hands and sit down because nobody died. No. And all these buildings were under government control, had marked such structures, and they did not go back to find out what the defects were, where they need to effect some corrections, where they need to have more reinforcement, and at the same time for them to check the quality of materials they are using.
Oftentimes, when structures are marked, it's not about demolishing that structures, it's drawing the attention of the developer to stop further development until issues are rectified.
To entrench a culture of public safety and effectively prevent disasters resulting from these self-induced hazards, observers say the regulatory institutions need to wield the hammer of sanctions to put an end to the trend. In Abuja, Olotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Many thanks, Onotu. Now, do you know that as a citizen of Nigeria, you automatically qualify to enjoy certain entitlements which no one can take away from you, except you voluntarily give them up? Well, it is believed that when you are aware of them and understand these entitlements, you naturally stand up to them. Let's find out about these entitlements and others in this special report by Ramatu Abdullahi.
Fundamental human rights are the entitlements that seek to protect the dignity of all citizens. These rights are enshrined in Chapter 4 of the Nigerian Constitution, and they include, among others, the right to life, the right to dignity of the human person, the right to personal liberty, right to fair hearing.
I understand my rights as a citizen. I know growing up in school, we were taught fundamental human rights, which includes what I'm doing now. The right to speak, yes, and I believe nobody is stopping me to speak. The right of movement.
With my right to vote and be voted for, freedom of speech, my right of worship.
Literacy and education are major factors that determine how well Nigerians understand their rights as citizens. What are other impediments to Nigerians enjoying their rights?
It costs money to pursue your right. You know, sometimes, and in some instances, those rights are not given on a platter. If you are aware of them, you need to be willing to follow the procedure, you know, of ensuring that your rights are given to you.
Director of Special Duties with National Orientation Agency, David Akoji, says it is also important for Nigerians to acquaint themselves with various agencies of government that provide individuals with protection against unjust treatment or infringement on rights.
The government has established regulatory agency organizations for different sectors of our national economy. And those regulatory organizations also define rights for citizens, for consumers of their products. You know, so it's important for citizens to search out all of this and know, with regards to, for instance, telecom service, what are my rights and what are my obligations? They are clearly stated in documents that are produced by the Nigerian Communications Commission. It is the same for the electricity sector. So I want to urge Nigerians to become more curious. We live in an era today where this information is available at your fingertips.
As with rights, there are responsibilities citizens owe their country, which are crucial to maintaining law and order and promoting patriotism and national unity. They include obedience to law, respect for national symbols, payment of taxes, voting in election, and defending the country, among others. Ramatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
A non-governmental organization, Lady Helen Child Health Foundation, has visited Nyanya General Hospital to educate pregnant women and nursing mothers on the benefits and facts about breastfeeding. Odiri Ogboru Arutiri reports that the sensitization rendezvous was informative and with benefits.
Closing the gap, breastfeeding support for all. Closing the gap, we are trying to make sure that everybody hears about breastfeeding.
In the light of findings by experts who have identified that exclusive breastfeeding provides optimal nutrition for infants, boosts their immune system, and promotes mother-child bonding, as well as helps with weight management, the Lady Helen Child Health Foundation team made a stop at the Nyanya General Hospital, Abuja, to educate pregnant women and nursing mothers on the importance of exclusive breastfeeding. This is part of activities to mark the 2024 World Breastfeeding Week.
They have also come to enlighten our women and also gifted them with some gift presentations.
For some women, they don't really know much about breastfeeding, and the lectures, they enlightened a lot of people. I encourage awaiting mothers and future mothers to embark on exclusive breastfeeding.
The NGO, which was founded by a United Kingdom-based pediatrician, Dr. Benjamin Odika, is to assist individuals and the government to offer medical support to children right from their infant stages.
A little research, so we want to believe that the message has been well passed, and then they understand from the lectures from our facilitators today that breastfeeding is very, very vital.
They are into taking care of the vulnerables. They are into research. They are interested in child and mother.
In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru Arutere, NTA News.
Parents and will-be parents have been urged to imbibe tolerance, love, and care in order to avoid conflicts in their homes. This came to the fore at the 2024 discussion forum of the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital Chapel Brothers and Sisters Fellowship, held in Abuja. Francisca Bile has more.
With the increasing rates of conflicts in the society and in particular homes, the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital Chapel has organized a Brothers and Sisters Fellowship Forum to sensitize students to the need to marry. The students enacted a drama piece depicting various forms of domestic violence, including verbal abuse, which occurs in some homes.
Wait, so it is I and your mother just look like that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That is why I say it is your fault.
In line with the theme Understanding and Developing Emotional Intelligence in the Christian Home, the guest speaker, Isaac Onoja, educates spouses on the need to manage emotions.
Emotions of fear, transforming emotions to become profitable.
One of the critical things we have seen is that fear has been a problem. And in that fear, many of us were unable to take risk, we are unable to actualize our potential in life. And in this, we are shortchanging ourselves by doing this. And so what we need to do is for us to overcome our fear.
For me, it's a very apt topic, particularly at a time like this where there's so much, frictions in the home.
The economic crisis that we fell into from May last year today really, brought out these issues. Tensions everywhere, the man is tensed, the woman is tensed, and you know, sometimes they take it out on themselves, take it out on the children unknowingly, sometimes without even knowing that they have transferred this aggression to them.
The highlight of the event was the praise session and children's ministration. In Abuja, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5, Abuja. Still to come after the break. Diligence, determination, and patience resonate as students hold 8th graduation ceremony in Karu. These and more when we return. Do stay with us.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The news station NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Thank you for staying with us. Now to education. It is that time of the year where staff and students look up to, which is to wind up an academic session marked by a graduating ceremony for graduating classes and other activities. The Great Heights Academy is one of the schools in the FCT that gathered parents, caregivers, and special guests to mark the end of session graduation and prize-giving day ceremony. Cecilia Julius was there and brings us more.
Embedding a unique mark in the existence of man can best describe the various achievements for staff and students of Great Heights Academy in nurturing their academic prowess and developing their technological entrepreneur know-how. This, the management has made a pledge to raising great minds.
We ensure that we expose our students to whatever it will take that will give them the best in, you can see, AI, robotics, and so on. Generally, anything that we think the children need to be leaders of tomorrow, to be the change in Nigeria, that is what we stand for.
We are confident that the knowledge and values we have instilled is a strong foundation for whatever they will build on in life. Our message is that they uphold these values, and then we are confident that the sky will be their starting point.
Graduates, students, and parents at the event are optimistic that their future is bright.
I'm going to be celebrating, but I'm going to also celebrate for a new chapter again. I'm finishing a chapter and entering a new chapter, and I'm happy and I thank God for helping me.
At first, I was feeling a lot of pressure, like I can't believe I'm graduating. It wasn't feeling real. But now that I'm wearing the graduation gown and my hat, I'm feeling so accomplished.
Recitations from the Holy Quran, presentations, and prizes were presented to deserving students, followed by unveiling of a robot created by the students. In Abuja, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
And inculcating the spirit of integrity, diligence, determination, and patience are attributes that clear the path for better future. These were the words of advice to students of Chara Prime Academy during the 8th graduation of the academic institution in Kochiko, Karu local government area. Blessing Damfulani was there.
The 8th graduation ceremony of the school is historic, having produced a student with the highest score in the recent university and tertiary matriculation examination in the whole of Karu local government area in person of Sharon Okoro. Stakeholders and parents advise the graduating students to be disciplined and remain focused for them to be successful.
My advice to them is to sustain the tempo and do more.
I will want to let them know that the wider world comes with pressure, and if they don't manage the pressure well, they will miss the way.
Whatsoever they learn from here, they should continue with it. So as they are going, God will be with them and will guide them.
Education is not a waste. They should keep reading. They should keep aspiring to go higher.
For the graduates, the 6 years journey in Chara Prime Academy was worthwhile.
We are all excited and we give God the glory.
I feel so elated. I feel so happy.
The 6 years journey has ended and we just thank God. We thank God.
I'm so happy and I'm grateful to God for this opportunity.
Awards of excellence were presented to students who excelled in various subjects.
Stand up for the champions, for the champions, stand up.
Music, dance, drama, among others were presented by the students.
My head straight and thick, my mind's always in it. Black is not the vice, they be lying and I'm hating it. Black has never been a competition, we don't make it. Black is deadly, black is when you're freezing in your home and you can get.
A good foundation for a successful future was laid for the graduates. What remains is for them to build on it. From Kuchikau, Karu local government area of Nasarawa State, Blessing Namfulani, NTA News.
Now, it was celebration gala for the Assistant Manager Admin NTA TV Enterprise, Choma Okori, in a grand style. Francisca Bile captured the fun moments at the event and our reports.
Invited guests at the event, who offered words of prayers to the celebrant, showered encomiums on her, extolling her unique qualities.
This is her 40th birthday. It is a milestone in everybody's life, but this is just the beginning for her.
We hope that this year, this new year, will turn to be a greater for her.
She's a woman with a heart of gold, and she's loving, she's kind.
The woman of the moment, Chioma Okore, noted that she is amazed by the large turnout at her event, revealing that she has never felt younger.
I feel fulfilled. The love is massive.
Is my wife the best there can ever be, and I am really excited that she's 40. I wish her all the best.
The event climaxed with a variety of meals and drinks for guests to satiate their taste buds. In Abuja,